The recent meeting between President Trump and President Xi was more than a standard diplomatic affair. It was a critical juncture for the future of global trade. As the two leaders convened to navigate the turbulent waters of their economic relationship, one topic, though microscopic in size, loomed large over the discussions: artificial intelligence chips. These tiny silicon engines are the new oil of the 21st century, powering everything from our smartphones, cars, to the vast, complex models that are revolutionizing science and industry. The dialogue between the United States and China on this front is not merely about tariffs or market access. It is about who will write the rules for the next technological era, and by extension, who will lead the global economy. The immense strategic importance of these components cannot be overstated. AI chips are the physical manifestation of computational power, performing trillions of calculations per second to enable breakthroughs in machine learning and data analysis. The United States, home to design giants like NVIDIA and Intel, currently holds a commanding lead in the most advanced chip designs. Conversely, China has established itself as the world's workshop, assembling the vast majority of consumer electronics that depend on these chips. This codependence is delicate and increasingly fragile. The complex interplay between AI chips and geopolitics will reshape U.S.-China trade in 5 distinct and concrete ways. First and foremost, we will witness a rapid reorientation of trade flows. Unlike bulk commodities, AI chips are small, lightweight, and carry immense value. A single advanced GPU can be worth thousands of dollars, meaning that billions of dollars in trade value can be redirected almost overnight. If the United States imposes stricter export controls, China's immediate response will be to secure alternative suppliers or accelerate its domestic production, causing a sudden and dramatic shift in bilateral trade figures. A single policy change could redirect over $50 billion in semiconductor trade within a single fiscal year, a speed of change rarely seen in other sectors. Second, this new landscape will force a strategic rerouting of global supply chains. For decades, companies optimized for efficiency. Now, resilience is the new watchword. To mitigate the risk of being caught in a geopolitical crossfire, multinational corporations will begin to de-risk by diversifying manufacturing and assembly. A firm might shift final assembly of a product from China to Vietnam or Mexico, while sourcing its chips from a new foundry in Arizona or Germany. This process, often called friendshoring, is expensive and complex, but companies now view it as a necessary insurance policy against supply chain collapse, fundamentally redrawing the map of global manufacturing. Third, the proliferation of new regulations will inevitably introduce more friction, cost, and delay. As both Washington and Beijing erect new barriers around chip technology, companies will navigate a labyrinth of licensing requirements, security audits, compliance checks. The escalating competition over AI chips presents profound risks for both the United States and China, threatening to unravel decades of economic integration. A primary danger is the potential for a tech decoupling, which could bifurcate the global technology ecosystem into 2 distinct, incompatible spheres. One aligned with the US, another with China. This split would slow innovation by preventing collaboration and force other nations to choose sides, creating geopolitical friction. Corporations would design 2 different versions of their products and manufacture 2 different versions. A costly, inefficient proposition reducing market size. This could lead to a less interconnected and less prosperous world. Uncertainty chills foreign investment and long-term planning. When access to critical components or key markets is unclear, firms hesitate to commit. A U.S. tech firm might delay a research center. A Chinese manufacturer might postpone expansion. Resources shift to legal compliance, lobbying, and risk management, a significant opportunity cost on both sides of the Pacific. Yet disruption catalyzes innovation and domestic manufacturing investment. In the U.S., the CHIPS and Science Act channels billions, revitalizing industry and creating high-paying jobs. As the world adjusts to this new era of strategic competition, the path forward requires a delicate balance between safeguarding national interests and preserving the benefits of global interconnectedness. The Trump-Xi meeting underscored that complete separation would be catastrophic for both sides. The challenge is to find areas where cooperation is not only possible, but essential. One promising avenue is clear: transparent rules for trade in sensitive technologies. Instead of sudden, sweeping bans, define narrow categories subject to controls, allowing all other trade to proceed with certainty. Know which components and end products face scrutiny. Tier the most advanced military-adjacent chips for strict licenses. Treat older nodes with a lighter touch. Two clear, actionable policy ideas emerge to reduce risk and foster stability. First, a small yard, high-fence approach to export controls with transparent, streamlined licensing. Publish a clear, regularly updated list of controlled semiconductor specifications. Reduce surprises and compliance costs. Let firms invest and innovate with confidence. Second, a joint working group to identify and protect critical global supply chains, medical devices, green energy components, kept open even in tense times, building confidence and stability.